Awesome. All right, welcome everybody to the May 7th Sherwood City Council regular meeting. I'm going to call us into session and do the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Awesome, thank you. Thank you. Sylvia, roll call.
Mayor Rosner.
Here.
Council President Young.
Here.
Councilor Browse.
Here.
Councilor Scott.
Here.
Councilor Giles.
Here.
Councilor Stankey.
Here.
And Councilor Mays is absent.
Thank you, Sylvia. I understand we might want to amend the agenda.
Yes, I would put forward a motion to amend the agenda, adding under presentations, moving item A down to item B, and adding as item A, presentation and recognition of our municipal court prosecutor.
Second. All those in favor of amending the agenda? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Great. And so next will be approval of the agenda, amended agenda.
I make a motion to approve the amended agenda.
So moved. I mean, second. Sorry. I was writing.
All those in favor of approving the amended agenda, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you, council. So we'll go ahead and do our consent agenda. So we have, let's see here, 6 items on the consent agenda tonight. I'm going to just read these out real quick. We have item A, approval of the April 10th, 2024 City Council meeting minutes. Item B, approval of the April 16th, 2024 City Council meeting minutes. Item C, resolution 2024-018, authorizing the city manager pro tem to execute a construction contract with the apparent low bid contractor for the Cedar Creek Greenway fence and landscaping restoration project. Item D, resolution 2024-07, approving a grant agreement with the state of Oregon to receive $4 million in state lottery funds for the Highway 99 pedestrian bridge project. Item E, resolution 2024-028, authorizing the city manager to sign a 1-year extension to the on-call building plan review and inspection services contract with Claire Company. And item F, Foxtrot, resolution 2024-029, approving an employment agreement with Sebastian Tapia, did I get that right? To serve as our interim city attorney.
I move consent.
Have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you, council. And now we have citizen comments. Sylvie, do we have any?
Mayor, I have no submitted
I
forms.
think there was, did you still want to give? Yeah, if you have a form filled out, go ahead and come on up and hand that to our city recorder, Sylvia.
Thank you.
Then go ahead and have a seat there, and you'll want to press the button on there until that light turns green. And just, we do, for citizen comments, we do 4 minutes. And once you get that light green, just state your name and your address and go for it.
Start, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody hear me?
Yep.
My name is Mark Simons. I'm retired and have lived on Middleton Road for 27 years, and the pipeline is coming through my acre and 1/2 property. I'm talking about the Brookman sewer line extension. 4 minutes is not enough to cover all the points I would like to make you aware of, so I'll leave you a copy of a detailed letter which addresses all of those points. This letter is in addition to my letter to you back on April 8th, 2024, which I hope you have all read. Great. The following are just some of the points I believe need to be addressed. 1, the reimbursement district as proposed by Clean Water needs to be expanded to include a larger number of benefiting property owners that will actually be using the new sewer line. Currently, $3.8 million is being charged to only 22 property owners instead of a much larger number of property owners in various basins that will flow into the pipeline. Number 2, easement-related payments to landowners totaling up to $674,000 are being included in construction costs by Clean Water and are therefore being charged right back to the property owners via the reimbursement district. The net effect of that is zero. Basically, the easements are worth nothing to us when they turn around and charge them back to us. Number 3, in addition to the initial assessment amounts being charged to the property owners through the reimbursement district, We have also been informed that in the future, we will also be charged an additional amount to run another pipeline through our property so the adjoining property owners, who are not even included in the current reimbursement district, can also connect to the pipeline. Based on my calculations, based on footage through my property, the second assessment will be even larger than the first assessment. Okay, so it's a huge unknown additional amount. Number 4, since most property owners like myself don't have available funds to initially pay for the assessment, we will have to finance the charges. This again will significantly increase the financial burden being placed upon us. My assessment of $89,000 will increase by an additional $52,000 by the time I pay off the loan over the 10-year period, all that going to Clean Water. Number 5, based on Clean Water's financing option as presented to us, they will make an additional $2.1 million in income from us. $836,000 of that dollars is specifically related to just collecting our loan payments over the loan term. Number 6, the assessments and loans in connection with Clean Water will place additional financial burdens upon us by reducing the amount of funds that we will be able to access from our banks for future home equity loans and home refinancing, as banks will not lend on these assessed amounts. They get deducted from the appraised value of your property, and you can't loan on those going forward. Number 7, Clean Water has still not responded to my original letter back to them from March 22nd, 45 days ago, nor my public records request to them to inspect their estimated construction costs back on April 21st, 16 days ago. Based on these numerous issues, I respectfully request that the city investigate these items I brought to your attention, along with A, auditing the $10.1 million cost of the project and the allocations therein, B, determine the actual number of property owners that will be utilizing the pipeline that have currently been excluded from the reimbursement district, and C, determine the minimum size of the pipeline required to serve the properties included in the reimbursement district, and ensure that only those costs related to the minimum size have been charged to us through the reimbursement district. In summary, if each one of you put yourselves in our shoes, I firmly believe you would feel the same way we do about this situation. I thank you in advance for your assistance in coming up with a more fair and reasonable allocation and reduction of costs related to this matter. Thank you for your time, and I will, if it's okay, I'd like to leave this letter.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Any questions? Or
No, thank you, Mark.
You bet.
Appreciate that.
Thank you.
All right, and then we have another one, Sylvie? No. Oh, that would help if I turn it over. Dan and Joanne,
Can I come up and then give her the 4 minutes too, as well? I don't know if I can cover everything in 4 minutes for her. I made up copies of what Cold Water, or Clean Water, has sent us.
and for just, yeah, thank you. Yeah, go ahead and hand those out. And for everyone listening or phoning in for this, Clean Water Services is a public entity associated with the county that we work with a lot that provides our sewer system.
Can you speak up? I can't hear very well.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just more letting the public know who Clean Water Services is.
Oh, okay.
Just so they're aware of that. But they're associated with the county, right? Yeah. But we hear you, so go ahead.
All right.
Just your name and address and
Yep. Push the button. Okay.
dive in.
Good evening. My name is Danny Tapman, spelled T-A-T-M-A-N. My wife and I have lived in Sherwood area for over 40 years at 24351 Southwest Middleton Road in Sherwood. I'm a semi-retired Vietnam vet on disability. I have come before the city council tonight on behalf of my wife and I and some of our neighbors. Some of those neighbors are here tonight. We want to bring attention to the very disturbing situation that is being imposed on all of us. The city council may or may not be aware of some of the concerns regarding the construction of a sewer line that was first proposed in 2009 as a Brookman trunk line, which was to end before it reached Highway 99. It was mentioned on the city Sherwood site in a small paragraph under Sherwood projects. At some point since then, the pipeline has been extended to hook up to the new high school on the west side of the Highway 99. Clean Water Services has stated that they have partnered with the city of Sherwood to develop and construct this sewer line. To date, we have not seen any information on the Sherwood project's website that includes this development. Clean Water Services has created a reimbursement district to help cover the cost of this pipeline. Although the sewer line is to serve the new high school and the Brookman area annexed to Sherwood West Urban Reserve Area, the Sherwood South URA, and future developable urban areas, the reimbursement district only consists of 22 properties that mostly have the new pipeline running through them. Why is that? Since the sewer line will service a huge portion of the city of Sherwood, shouldn't the cost be fairly and equally shared with everyone who will benefit from this existence? We were told that the 22 properties were chosen to be in the reimbursement district because the sewer line will be a benefit to us. We think that 22 properties are the only properties who will benefit. We don't even need a sewer line at this time. We all have our own septic systems. None of us, 22 properties, were informed of how much we would be responsible for paying for this pipeline until received a 28-page document from the CWS dated 5/11/24. I have provided copies of the documents to each of you this evening. Everyone, and this, let me repeat this, everyone except those people who have met with who we have met with Clean Water Services, they all say they cannot believe what is being presented in this document. Some of these facts are not known or glossed over. We were told we would have to pay for the pipeline and we will have to have a loan with the interest. Which will be compiled annually. Side note, no other loan will be affordable because most lenders will not want, they will want first mortgage. Our credit ratings will be affected. If any of our septic systems fail, we have to evacuate or vacate the septic system and hook up the sewer line. That's a state law if we're within 300 feet. We would have to hook up at our own expense, including payments, permits, and hookup fees, plus we have to pay for the reimbursement district loan. We would not be able to afford this, so we would be forced to sell our property. The individual reimbursement district charges are listed on page 22 and 24 and are hard to stomach. Personally, our loan would be somewhere around $220,000. In 10 years, at their interest rate, it would be over $300,000 for us. The figures given are not to be considered exact. Can I continue?
Go ahead, finish.
Are not to be considered exact because the total cost will be calculated after 90 days of completion of the pipeline, which could be about 2 years plus from now. The cost for whatever easements are approved for the properties will be added to the final total, so we will be paying for our own easements. This pipeline was advertised and promoted to service the new high school. And now we also know that the city of Sherwood has plans to develop the West Hills and in around the high school that cannot be developed until this pipeline is completed. This is a huge impact on all of our lives, both financially and emotionally. We are still investigating this process and feel that the city of Sherwood should have more of a financial contribution to this project, especially since this pipeline is being installed to service the high school and developable properties around the city of Sherwood and not just these 22 properties. How can the conscience of the city of Sherwood allow these 22 properties to be impacted in this manner? My wife has a little few comments if we could continue.
Should I have filled out my own form?
No, you're fine.
No, you're fine, go ahead.
Okay.
Move the mic closer to you, though.
Oh, okay. I'm Joan Tapman and live where he listed. Okay, in Sherwood. Okay, we're here to express our concerns regarding the Brookman Trunk Sewer Extension Project. We are not here to contest the sewer line that is intruding on our privacy by going directly through the field where we keep our goats. The installation will make about half of our field where the goats graze to not be available to them for at least a year or two. We won't be able to let the goats back on the field till the grass has had a chance to regrow. We can understand them going through our field. The pipeline must flow downhill, and we happen to be in the way. We are here tonight to contest the reimbursement district that we have been included in. The reimbursement district consists of 22 properties in which those property owners are now responsible for a huge portion of the cost of the installation of the pipeline. The sewer line will serve Sherwood High School and everybody that Dan and Mark have listed. And so why would the city of Sherwood and Clean Water Services be expecting this small group of property owners to be responsible for any of the costs, much less just any of it at all? But if they're going to, then why isn't it shared with more than just 22 properties? Okay, this is going to cause a huge financial hardship for these 22 property owners. Please do what you can to help us correct this unfair and unreasonable expectation from the city of Sherwood and Clean Water Services. Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming in. And we normally don't comment on comments in a meeting because it can turn into a big
We understand.
back and forth. But since we just have the two tonight, I just want to comment briefly on this because the questions you're raising are, at least in my mind, very, very valid. I want to be clear, the city of Sherwood did not design that reimbursement district. That was Clean Water Services. So I think we found out about the specific design about the same time as you guys were notified.
And they say in partnership with the city of
Well,
Sherwood.
we
That's
do.
how all their documents say.
I understand. I mean, we are partners that we have different components of the wastewater systems, but we've got several letters into Clean Water Services. We're trying to get a better understanding of this. I personally agree with you. This should be spread out across more properties. And when you start doing the math and the impact on housing prices and stuff like that, it's a little much. So you have a meeting on Thursday. I was going to recommend, do you mind inviting Mark to that meeting as well? And so we can start addressing that. But definitely hear you. I want to see what we can do to be an advocate, creating something that's more fair with
We would
Clean Water
appreciate
Services. But please understand, we don't have final say. I would highly recommend you go to a Washington County Commissioners meeting and give the same testimony.
Or Clean Water Services.
Or Clean
meeting.
Water System, it's the same group. You
Yeah.
could actually go to both. It's the Washington County Commissioners are also the Clean Water Services board members.
Yeah, the commissioners, they have been contacted, but they refer us back to Clean Water Services, and Clean Water Services just refers to all the documents that they've given us, or back to the city of Sherwood, which isn't helping any because then they said go back to Clean Water Services. So it's kind of
Or
a,
they don't reply at all for 45 days.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I understand.
And just a side note, we have a neighbor who thinks that the reimbursement district thinks that he's going to get that money.
Yeah, he thinks that letter that went out to him,
That
there's
letter.
no convincing him otherwise. He's expecting a check
Yeah.
from somebody.
From Clean Waters. I mean, that's how
Confusing it is.
yeah, a lot of the neighbors never even knew they were going to get billed until this letter came in the mail after March 11th.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a complete, that's why there's only a few of us in here right now, because we're still trying to put all this information together that shows this is just an unfair situation.
Well, we appreciate you putting the information together. We talked about it for about an hour this morning.
Yeah,
in
I mean,
an
it's-
internal meeting, to see what, we want to make sure we understand the regulatory environment.
I
And
understand.
then where are the levers that we can pull on that to try to help you out.
Okay,
So,
we'd appreciate
yeah.
it. You really will.
No, thank you for coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll see us more. As soon as we have more information to give to you guys, that you might not have.
Yeah. Awesome. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Hey.
Nobody online?
Yeah.
All right. All right, so that wraps up citizen comments, and thank you again for coming in tonight. We're going to move on to presentations. And do we want to start with your presentation? Sure.
And we do have Mr. Tapia as well here to introduce himself, so I don't know if you want to do that in citizen comment or at the end.
We can do that right now.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you want to go ahead and introduce,
Sure.
do your thing.
Come on up. You'll sit right over there.
Sit in the hot seat?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
So it's my privilege to present Mr. Sebastian Tapia. He is going to be our interim city attorney, and he will start on Monday. So we're excited to have him. And I'll let you, Sebastian, tell council a little bit about you and your background and why you chose Sherwood.
Thank you. Mayor,
Mayor, councilors. My name is Sebastian Tapia. I've worked in government my entire career. Started off with various district attorney's offices prosecuting. I transitioned over to Lane County Council, where I served for about 12 years as a litigator. And following that, moved to City of Salem, also as their litigator. This was a unique opportunity for me in that I really wanted to get into general counsel work. I really wanted to operate my own law firm of sorts. And the fact that this is going to be a one-year opportunity is something that was very exciting for me. Also glad that I'm able to help out. This is definitely what I wanted in terms of my professional trajectory.
Great, awesome. Well, welcome to the team. Welcome to Sherwood. Appreciate you coming in tonight. Do we have questions? Some of us have already got a chance to talk to you, but some of us haven't, so we might have some questions. No? No? Taylor, you always...
I am a lawyer.
That was the question. If I couldn't speak for you, I would say, do you think he's a good lawyer?
I believe
we
that
hired
he is. I believe he went through a pretty rigorous selection process and came out on top, so we're pleased to have him.
As a non-lawyer, that's good enough for me.
Now, the team interviewed Sebastian, and then, of course, Kim and Dan were part of that interview process. They all had very great things to say about you, so we're excited to have you here and look forward to having you working with you.
Thank you.
Get
It's a
ready.
pleasure.
Monday's coming.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. All right. You want to talk about the next one?
I would. So we're going to take a minute and counsel Emma's last day, who's been our certified law clerk and our municipal court prosecutor, is going to be this Friday. And so I wanted to take a minute before the mayor speaks and just acknowledge the hard work and the dedication that Emma has put in here at Sherwood. One of the best law clerks I've ever had the chance to work with. A hard worker, just intensely smart, and is going to do amazing things, to borrow your word, amazing things in our state, in our community. And you know, when you go to law school, you have this idea that, hey, I'm going to come out of here and change the world, and that usually gets kind of knocked down pretty quickly. And I actually think Emma might do it. She's pretty good.
Go, Emma.
So Emma, thanks just on behalf of staff. Thanks for all of the work that you've put in. We're so proud of you, and we know you're going to do really big things. So we're excited for you.
Thank you. Thank you. I've had a wonderful experience working here. I've met so many great coworkers, and I've really seen how special of a community this is. And I remember the first time I kind of stumbled upon Sherwood by accident on a Saturday. I was like, oh, look, a farmer's market. I should go check it out. I thought, oh, wait, this is a really cute town. I want to get to know it more. And so I've been so grateful for this experience to grow both professionally and just to see what a special community this is.
If you can do us one last favor and find a law clerk that's exactly like you, we would really appreciate it.
I'll just work on my clone machine right now after this, yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Ryan. Yeah, Emma, you've done an amazing job. I think we all have enjoyed having you here, and the work has been great. I've got to read a lot of the memos and, can I say opinions? Were they opinions?
I think so.
Yeah, opinions that Emma put together for us. I was especially excited that we were able to put this inaugural program together where you get to prosecute cases in our traffic court, which was amazing. And I've heard that in terms of records, that Ryan has lost more cases than you. So
It's true.
Probably.
which is amazing. He may have done a few more, but no, that program's been great, and I'm hoping we can continue to do that with the next intern that comes in. We've had some great interns over the year, but you clearly have risen above the rest, and can't say how much we appreciate you having you here. Does anyone else want to say anything?
I would just say that everything Ryan has sent to us, and he would put in it, this is Emma's the one who's prepared this memo or whatever, and always just top-notch work, easy to understand for us non-legal people, which is always like a lawyer better never send me anything that's so legalese I can't understand it. So, right, we're just average people. We don't have law degrees. So everything you put together has just been really great. And I just wish you the best of luck because, like Ryan said, I think you'll go do good things.
What's next?
I have a fellowship lined up to work at an immigration nonprofit up in the Portland area starting in September.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
After that bar exam, right?
Yes, after the bar exam.
Study, study, study.
Yeah,
Good luck.
starts this weekend. I'll be hitting the books and won't take my nose out of them until August.
Any other questions? Well, we have a little something for you. I think we should all go down. No, sure. Ryan, let's all go down. I was going to take the picture, but come on, let's all go down.
You got pants on tonight, Jen. You're not short.
That's true.
Sound good. Thank you.
That's why I clarified it, but you don't have shorts on.
Only one time. It's not that bad. I was tying my shoe.
Here? Yeah, but
We're going to have you right in the center in front of everybody. Can you get us all in?
Gotcha.
Your wife, Freddie? I'll get one afterwards.
Okay, there you go. You want to hop in?
Good. Let me just get one. Maybe me and Emma and Tim, if that's good. I know Doug wants to go.
Thank you, Emma. Good luck. By the way, even if you don't work here, you're always welcome to move here. We have houses going in.
Trash palooza.
Yeah.
Okay, that was fun. So now we are on to a public hearing. And we
No,
have-
you have a proclamation.
Oh, do I have another? Oh, yeah, we skipped the proclamation, sorry. Yes, we have a proclamation that we'll read in tonight. We do these occasionally. A lot of times they focus on different aspects of the services that we provide to our community as a city and the people that provide those services. And this week is National Police Week, May 12th, 12th through the 18th, 2024. We had the May the 4th event out at Dutch Bros earlier this week, which once again was amazing. Even though it was raining, we still had a great turnout. A lot of people showing up. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, I'm going to read the whole thing.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm going to read this proclamation and we'll go from there. So this is a proclamation of National Police Week, May 12th through the 18th, 2024, and May 15th, 2024 is National Police Officers Memorial Day. Whereas the Congress and the President of the United States have designated the week of May 12th through the 18th, 2024 as National Police Week, and the women and men of the Sherwood Police Department provide a vital public service by safeguarding the rights and freedoms of the Sherwood community. And whereas it is important that all citizens know and understand the duties, responsibilities, hazards, and sacrifices of their police department, and that the members of our police department recognize their duty to serve the people by safeguarding life and property, protecting them against violence and disorder, and protecting the innocent against deception, and the weak against oppression. And whereas the safety of our citizens is the foremost goal of the local, state, and national government, and the ability to exercise the right and freedoms as set forth by our forefathers depend upon law and order, and whereas law enforcement is one of the few chosen professions that require the willingness to lay down one's life to protect others, and whereas the daily performance of a police officer's normal duty is dangerous, stress-filled, and unappreciated, and requires a person with a supportive family. And now, therefore, be it resolved that we, the Sherwood City Council, do hereby proclaim May 12th through the 18th, 2024 is National Police Week, and May 15th, 2024 is National Police Officers Day in Sherwood, and urge all citizens to recognize and thank law enforcement officers for the dedicated service they provide. Great, that's awesome. So now we will move on to a public hearing, and we have an ordinance tonight. Sylvia, you want to read us in?
The Sherwood City Council will hold a public hearing this evening to receive testimony on ordinance 2024-001, vacating city public right-of-way located on an unnamed street within the Tonquin employment area east of Southwest Tonquin Road. The public hearing this evening will be conducted as follows. The staff will present a staff report, questions, if any, by the City Council for staff. We will then receive written testimony. We will then open the public hearing for testimony, and time will be limited to 4 minutes per person. The council will follow this process in the public hearing. Applicant will have 30 minutes split between presentation and rebuttal, followed by persons in favor of the application, 4 minutes, persons opposed to the application, 4 minutes, persons neutral to the application, 4 minutes, rebuttal followed by the applicant with the remainder of the 30 minutes. We will then close the public hearing and no other comments will be heard from the public or the applicant. Final comments by staff, questions of staff, if any, by the council, followed by council discussion. This is the first hearing before the City Council on this application and ordinance. Generally, the council will hold 2 hearings prior to making a decision. A second hearing on this application is currently scheduled for May 21st. However, in accordance with the Sherwood City Charter, council reserves the right to make a decision at the close of this hearing by a unanimous vote of all sitting council members. If you wish to speak, please complete a request to speak form and submit it to the city recorder prior to the time the public hearing is open for testimony. The mayor will recognize people who wish to speak, and any comments must be addressed through the mayor. When you come forward, please state your name and place of residence for the record, as this hearing will be recorded.
Thank you, Sylvia. So we'll jump right in to the staff report. Jason? Welcome, Jason. Oh, you're good.
There we go. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, councilors. The ordinance before you is to vacate a portion of an unnamed road. If you're heading out Oregon Street, headed towards the roundabout, and were to look straight past through that roundabout, you would see a road that kind of looked like it went into the Tonquin employment area, and that is the portion of the road that we're vacating. I will just start off by saying I'm recommending that we keep the hearing open, just so we can get some feedback back from the county surveyor. So just wanted to mention that. The road portion of this roadway was deemed too steep and not needed for vehicular access. And as you can see, we have a lot more roads going through the Tonquin employment area with Ice Age Drive, Commerce Court, and the east-west connector. We've worked with PG and all the franchise utilities. The area is no longer needed, so we've reviewed it with our Public Works Department. And we're recommending that we vacate these portions of the unnamed road shown in the legal descriptions. The applicant's representatives are here. Schnitzer Properties, LLC. So they're here to provide testimony if any questions come up. Other than that, if you have any questions regarding this vacation, they can be, I guess, responded to at the appropriate time after the reading, after the public hearing. So that's all I had to present. This is a pretty straightforward vacation request.
Any questions for Jason before we jump into the public hearing? Yes.
You sharing?
Yeah. So can you define vacate for me in this context? Does that mean we no longer have the easement on it? We cover up the gravel? What is it?
We no longer maintain the public right-of-way over that area. So we no longer have it as an asset, like a road asset. We bank public right-of-way for road right-of-way.
Okay.
Is the city operations department kind of has a responsibility over that, so that vacates responsibility of that asset back to the property owner. And sometimes we'll record easements for particular utilities that go through instead of public right-of-way. So there's the difference between public right-of-way and a utility easement. So we're just vacating the public right-of-way as a city asset.
And
Great.
this is property we don't own.
Correct. We're not the fee simple property owner.
But did we pay for that access?
No, this used to be a old county road.
Okay.
Before that, the city did not.
Great.
We just acquired it when we annexed the land into the city limits from Washington County a few years ago.
Great, thanks.
Right. Any other questions before we jump into the public hearing? Dan?
Who initiated this? Was it the city or the property owner?
Property owner, Schnitzer Properties, LLC.
Okay.
Initially, they submitted a request to the city to vacate.
All right, we'll go ahead and open up the public hearing, and I think our applicant be up next.
Yeah, I don't know if they were planning on
Or were you not planning
testimony.
on speaking tonight? I'm sorry.
Hey, Glenn Sutherland, AKS Engineering and Forestry, the consultant for Schnitzer Properties, 12965 Southwest Herman Road, Suite 100. That's in Tualatin. I don't have a presentation, and I think Jason's staff report summed everything up pretty well. So I'm just available if you have any questions.
Great. Any questions? Right, this can be short. Do we have any public comment, Sylvia? Do we have anything online for public comment? All right. Well, with that, I'm going to close the public hearing. I think that was our shortest public hearing ever. And I think at this point, I mean, we can have a council discussion, but any conversation or additional questions for staff at this point?
So, I mean, my only obvious question here is there a negative for doing this, right? Is there some reason we wouldn't? I mean, when the staff is recommending it, it just means we're not going to have that road that's too steep anyway.
I mean, it's essentially being replaced by newer, more
Yeah.
proper roads, so I don't see a negative. And as Jason said, it feels pretty obviously straightforward, and sounds like he wants to hold it open, so we can hold it open.
Okay.
Am I allowed to provide any extra feedback? We are establishing the utility easement, so we're not losing any, there isn't any risk associated with that, so we're not giving up easement rights. We're recording the easements that we need through the property as well over these areas.
Do you know if they plan to maintain the road or? what the
It's
plans
just
are?
going to be like parking lot.
Okay.
It just wasn't, it was too steep to use
Right.
as a viable vehicular access or pedestrian access, so we're using it just to route some storm lines through there.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Jason.
Thank you.
Well, at this point, if I didn't already, can't remember, I'll close the public hearing. And unless, I mean, my preference is we go ahead and do a second reading. One
We
staff,
have to. He's not here.
Keith's not here, staff recommended it, and I don't think there's any urgency to move fast on this, so gives the public more time to weigh in if they want to. So with that, we are done. Awesome, thank you. So now, we will move on to item 9, City Manager Report.
Evening, Mayor and Council. Just a couple things. Safe Routes School Grant, just wanted to give you a quick update. We went through Phase 1 and we've been asked to apply for Phase 2. So that application will be May 6th through July 31st. The good thing is Phase 1, 83%, I believe, is your scoring on the first phase that we've made it that far. So again, a reminder, that's for Sunset and Middleton. So that's good news. Second thing is tomorrow, the bike and roll for the school day. At Middleton, that's part of this program. So if you can make it, that's great. I put it in the weekly newsletter the last couple of weeks, or the weekly update. Also, this May 9th is the Sherwood Wine Walk, downtown, Old Town, as well as Saturday markets open from 9 to 1 on Saturdays through September now. And then we actually, with the rain last week, we've rescheduled the Arbor Day, which will take place on May 13th, on Monday. And the next week, we have our first budget meeting. So looking forward to that. That's all I have tonight.
Thank you, Craig. Any questions for the city manager?
I have one for Ty. Chief Hanlon, I mean.
I'm sorry?
Is there a shredding event coming up or something soon? Oh, I caught you off guard. I will look it up. I will look it up and report on it. Too much stuff going on.
When's the coffee with the force?
It was. It was on May 4th. Be with you.
May the 4th. Darth Vader was there.
It is fine. I will find it and okay. Okay. So bring your shredding and canned goods and get some shredding done that you all know pile up in your office like mine.
Any other questions? So we can jump right into council comments. I think, Dan, you were first last time, so flip over.
You keep track of that.
All right, so just two announcements of stuff that are going on in the community that you might be interested in. One is a play at Sherwood High School, Almost Maine, which is going to start this weekend. If you're interested, go to bowmantheater.com to get tickets. We had our concert choir also compete in states, did very well in their competitions. We had our congratulations to our middle school track team. They have their league finals this week, and we had several people that, if we have some middle schoolers who are currently, if they were high schoolers, would be in the top 10 in the state in high school. So we've got some very good, talented youth in our program. And then finally, one other thing for the library, we have a Learn to Hula event and celebrating the Hawaiian culture and heritage, Saturday, May 18th at 11 a.m. There's crafts for the kids. There is hula dancing lessons with a hula team, and I'm sure they'll do a demonstration as well. That's all for me.
Okay, help me out here. I think there's an event this Saturday that Jennifer Myers is hosting at the Festival Plaza. Something about donuts. And, it's stuck in my crawl. I was hoping one of you guys could help me out remembering what it was. Something about donuts and food, canned food and such. I want to say it's this Saturday. I know. I must be out of town as well. So I'll move on until I can find that. But I missed the Housing Advisory Committee meeting as I was at a conference that weekend, so I'll have to make that up the next time. Tomorrow is our Senior Advisory Board meeting at 5 o'clock, so we'll be getting an update there. The next chamber meeting is Tuesday the 14th at Perlo, 7:15 to 9 a.m., so that's usually a good one. Perlo is a wonderful business over on 12 to Sherwood Road, and they will be hosting the breakfast. Cruise in Sherwood's coming up quickly. That whole week is Sherwood Week, so it's an opportunity that we're getting some exposure in collaboration with the city and the chamber with KGW. And did you find Spring Fling Charity Bash?
Yes.
Yeah, donuts and donations, 511.
And tell them who it's benefiting.
It's benefiting a in-kind boxes, the Share Center, and Helping Hands Food Pantry. So it is. It's sponsored by Jen Myers with Jen Runs. So it's this coming Saturday. I don't see the time on here, but yeah, come get donuts, bring some food that donates our local charities to help with food insecurity.
1 to 4 p.m.
1 to 4, thank you. There was so many different talks about what time it was going to be, so there was just something up there niggling at my mind. Thank you for finding it, Kim. And then lastly, I will be gone. Well, I'll be at the budget meeting on the 16th, but then I'll be gone for 2 weeks after that, going to Singapore. So I'll miss the rest of the fun, but that's all I have.
Thank you, Renee.
I'm sure some others are going to talk about this, but I had the privilege of attending the Boots and Bling Gala Friday before last. Or was it last Friday? It was last Friday. 2 weeks ago? 2 Fridays ago? Okay. Feels like yesterday. It was a great time. It was the first time I had attended. I'm sorry I haven't been before. I'm sure maybe there's a tally, but I think a lot of money was raised, which is awesome.
Give a report on that.
So yeah, I'll let you have that. I don't know. But I also know that based on the amount of auction items that included some event with the chief, whether it was fishing or hunting or shooting or I don't know what, it was like 18. I mean, your weekends are going to be full for the next 6 months, just accommodating all of these. And people paid a lot of money to do these things with you. Like a lot of money. So great job, Chief, and everyone else in raising all that money that's going to be talked about. So that was a great event. I'll be at the Wine Walk on Thursday. I'm excited about that. I was at Parks Board last night, and we had a presentation on Murdoch Park, some of the options that are being presented on reimagining and kind of revitalizing Murdoch Park. So that'll be a multi-year project, but the next step is kind of getting back out to the community, letting them see some of these options and weigh in on that. So the council as well had a look at that tonight. So that was good. And then reminder, Mother's Day is this Sunday, so do something nice for your mother. And the weather will be beautiful. So. Or your wife or whoever. Some other mother you know.
Great. Something else about the Sherwood Wine Walk. The tickets are 10% off through tomorrow. For anybody who has not acquired them yet, you can just search Sherwood Wine Walk and you should be able to find what you're looking for. Trashapalooza was on 420 here in Sherwood. It was well attended. We had a great turnout. Cleaned up the city. Tammy did a good job organizing that and designating the different areas around the city for people to go and help clean up. Huge success, I felt like. The Planning Commission did not meet 2 weeks ago, so there's nothing new to report there. There is still a vacancy on the Planning Commission. If anybody is interested, they can contact our senior planner, Joy Chang, at changj@sherwoodoregon.gov.
There are also some openings on Parks Board. So get with Kristen, she'll hook you up.
And then coming up with the Planning Commission, we'll be talking about the climate-friendly equitable communities, kind of a big topic here in Sherwood as far as how that's going to affect our community. And so the discussion will continue at the probably next 2 meetings for that before it gets to council. So if anybody's interested in listening in on that and seeing what's developing, please join us next Tuesday. That's all I got.
One more thing. Sure. In regards to all these wonderful openings on our various boards and commissions, also 2 weeks ago, we had our volunteer dinner for all the various people who serve on boards and commissions. I was unfortunately unable to attend, but everything I heard was that the food was absolutely phenomenal. So as a reward for serving on one of these commissions, you get to eat an awesome meal with all your other fellow volunteers once a year and have the pride of serving your community.
I think you line dance too.
And there wasn't just food, there was line dancing.
Line dancing.
And music.
I was trying to not really advertise that part of it.
That's the fun part.
You were missed for the line dancing. People were asking.
Oh, I wouldn't have been. There's not enough alcohol.
Awesome. Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Doug. Kim?
I know we're probably going to report on some of the same things. But as for the Boots and Bling Gala, it was just, I don't know, amazing event. I think I had tears in my eyes at the end. The amount of people that come out to support the Sherwood Police Foundation, which in turn supports our Sherwood Police Department and our officers, is truly amazing. And all the wonderful comments you hear after. Anyways, we did gross, we brought in $122,000 that night, and we'll net out probably close to a little over $88,000, which is just a lot to do to help supplement some of the items that maybe can't be fulfilled in our city budget, that the foundation can work with our department on and see what their needs are. And then I think it was the day after, the night after, I attended, and the mayor attended the Robin Hood Festival Madrigal Feast, which was very fun at the Art Center. I think they had it eyed for the mayor to be the king in the skit before he ever even got there, which I thought was hilarious until he voluntold me to also be in the skit. And I was the villain.
Yes, you were the villain.
But well done. Kudos, Robin Hood Festival, for putting that on. I think it was their second year, and it sort of kicks off their season for Robin Hood Festival. They made Marion Court, announced who they were, and it was a good night. State of the City, I think Mayor's going to talk about that, but that was also a very good event. Mayor did a great job. Staff did a wonderful job, and the turnout of those who came was a good turnout. It was an amazing turnout.
Amazing.
Mayor's word. And then the last thing, I was reached out to by a gal named Melody from the LOC, and she wanted to do an interview with me regarding the Robin Hood Festival for their LOC's local Focus magazine. And they're going to highlight the Robin Hood Festival and other festivals that are around the county, or around, maybe even around the state, just in different cities. So that'll be coming out soon on that. So that's it for me.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm going to start with the Boots and Bling because I just want to add my comments on that. That was amazing. It was by far the best one I've been to yet, and there was a ton of people there. There was a lot of people there, and everyone was in a giving mood. It was great. I can't say enough about that foundation and the work they do to put that together. It was absolutely amazing. I too will be at the wine walk. Look forward to seeing y'all.
Me too.
Who else going to the wine walk? We have a non-drinking ticket. I'll bring some grape juice.
You can go for free.
But I'm looking forward to that, and I know my wife Sharon is looking forward to that as well. The volunteer celebration that we did was also amazing. That is, in the past, we used to have separate events. We would just honor volunteers in city council, and then we'd have a dinner for boards and commission members. We decided to combine both of those groups and make it more of a fun celebration. And we had one of our own was the live entertainment for that. It was great, and we had line dancing, and Doug, you would have liked it. No, but that was amazing. The Madrigal Feast was amazing. I highly recommend it. It's a little journey back into medieval Europe. They have a lot of fun with that. I'll just put it that way. What else? On the serious side, I had a Metropolitan Advisory Committee meeting that was dominated by discussions of tipping fees, which you may not know what tipping fees are, but they're fees that Metro set for hauling solid waste out of our communities, and they directly impact our rates that we have to charge our citizens through Pride. And unfortunately, Metro has made the decision this year, and we tried to encourage a different route, but they're raising their tipping fees 11.95%. So, which will probably going to end up impacting our rates here in the city. So we'll be looking at that. It won't impact them 11.95%, but it could be 2 to 4%. But we'll be going through an audit process on that.
Hey, Mayor.
Yes.
Could you make sure council gets a copy of the
Yeah,
letter that
yeah.
you sent to Metro?
Oh, I assume it just went out.
I'm not
I'll get it out.
sure if it went to everybody, but it should, because it's
Yeah.
very well written, 8 pages of data and info that the mayor put together.
Yeah, I'll get that out to everybody. I also had a urban growth report stakeholders meeting with Metro. You guys have heard me comment on it before, but that process is about the urban growth report Metro's putting together, which is going to determine what jobs and housing land capacity is in the urban growth boundary, and that will have a big impact on any expansion that Metro might decide they want to do. So we're making sure we're in those conversations, and we're making sure they understand our need for jobs land, middle housing land, and those types of things, and making sure that report is accurate to the need. So we're having some good conversations on that. I also had a meeting that NLC and LOC Telecom Policy Committee. We met, and what's bubbled up out of that, for those of you who don't know, the American Connectivity Program, which was a program that gave a low-income subsidy so people could get broadband. It was a $30 a month subsidy. Congress failed to renew that, so that program's going away. So Representative Marsh got a task force started to look at legislation in the state of Oregon and creating a state-run program to create that subsidy, which is very important to us because we have a broadband network here that we operate. We want to be able to have a low-income option, so we'll be on that committee and influencing those conversations. And then we applied for a broadband grant. We had to continue to extend our service areas, so through the CPF program, which goes all the way back to the ARPA dollars. So, and I can't remember the exact amount, but it's a couple $1 million. So that's all I got. Any other comments or questions? Nope. All right, well, with that, we will adjourn the meeting. Thank you, everybody.